You're listening to episode 1021 of the Father Bills Podcast. Welcome back. This week's episode is entitled Raised to New Life, given on the fifth Sunday in Lent, 2026. I have mentioned my brother Gregory before, but for those of you who have not heard this story, Gregory was born with intellectual disabilities. And as he grew older, he then had physical disabilities. In many ways, he was a permanent 5-year-old. An example would be if he went to buy something, he'd pull out some money, and he'd always expect change back no matter what the money he gave. He had a lifelong stutter, which made it very difficult for him to communicate and for us to understand him. Later, a balance disorder started to afflict him, and he became very afraid. And he was reasonably afraid because he fell so many times we lost track of how many times. We know he did break his nose at least 7 times, which slightly disfigured his face. When he died at the age of 42, my parents found comfort imagining him free of all of this in heaven. And I think they got that just about right. In today's gospel, we hear of the raising of Lazarus. The church gives us this story towards the end of Lent so that we can remember that Christ is the Lord of all life, and he has conquered death, or will conquer death, as the story will continue. But there's something more important to notice in this case. Lazarus was raised back to his mortal life, returned to his previous life, which means he would have to die again. Poor Lazarus, he didn't just die once, he had to die twice. Oh my goodness. That was very different than Jesus. He died once. And then Jesus rose, unlike Lazarus, with a glorified body, transformed. It was recognizable, yet glorified. He could be touched. He would eat. He was bearing his wounds, yet he was no longer subject to suffering or death. There's something about this glorified body. And that makes all the difference for us. The difference between Lazarus, who is not the goal, Jesus is the goal. His model is the goal. So what will it be like, God willing, that we get to heaven? What will it be like for us? Well, maybe I can offer you some things that's more easy, like what it is not. It will not be disembodied Casper the Ghosts wandering around some fluffy heaven, which is just clouds. We won't become angels, because that's a whole other species. That's like saying Snickers, when he dies, becomes a human being. And we won't lose who we are. If you're married, you will know your spouse still. In fact, that what you experience will now be elevated to a new glorified space. Although you're not married, there's no marriage given in heaven. But you'll still know each other and have a close bond. But now you'll know other people deeply. There won't be fear that breaks the bonds between us. We won't be people that are suspicious of each other. Scripture tells us this, that it's like a wedding feast. Now, if that's the case, if you like eating, you're in good shape. Cinnabons for everyone. There'll be no pain, no sorrow, no tears, unless they're tears of joy or surprise. And we'll see God face to face. We're the church of the Holy Trinity. Imagine having that beatific vision of the Trinity. And we'll know one another without that fear or doubt or division. In fact, the person that bugged you so much on earth here, they may be there too. Only because, of course, they've been transfigured as well. They've been changed. That jerk is not a jerk anymore. And if you're a jerk today, good news. Now, if I'm honest, for me, I'd like to be about 10 pounds lighter, six-pack abs, healthy, and being able to travel like through time and space would be great, The universe, there's like 2 trillion galaxies that they're estimating at this point. I think I won't get tired or bored because there's so much out there. But here's really the point, that heaven is not less than when we are here. Sometimes we think about that, fluffy clouds, pearly gates, because if that's what it is, I want a refund. I can think of a lot of exciting things in this world, but heaven is exalted above them all. And that transfiguration that can happen to us, for me, has a face. And it's my brother Gregory. A mind unbound, speech made clear, balance steady and firm, running, injuries healed, face restored, and dancing with my 2 parents to the sounds of a choir of angels. He won't be a patched up version of what he was here, but the fullness of who God wanted him to be. And that's the resurrection promise. That's our hope. And for Gregory, and for every beloved face we carry in our hearts, it's not a return to what was, but a new life made whole, healed, and restored, made new in God. This is the heaven that we long for, that we're made for. And I think it's worth the wait. Thank you again for listening to this episode of the Father Bill's podcast. As always, I want to encourage you to go to my website, fatherbill.org, FRBILL.org, and there you can post a question to me, email me. You can see what's going on in my social media accounts and other things like that. As I start to close out this episode, as I have been in the last several weeks, I've created some music to listen to that has been a compilation of working with some AI for lyrics based on the homily and the scriptures, as well as music to kind of fit that as well. So I close this out with a song entitled Resurrection and the Life. In the meantime, may God bless you and have a great week. Bye-bye.
You stood before the silent grave and called a dead man by his name. The stone rolled back, the darkness fled as Lazarus rose up from the dead. Still wrapped in all he used to be, returned again to memory, given breath but still the same. He would walk that road again. You showed your power over death, but you are not finished yet. You are the resurrection and the life, not raised again to mortal days, but raised to life true. You are the resurrection and the life, not raised again to mortal days, but raised to life that never fades. You walked out free beyond the grave. No more sorrow, no more pain, no more fear, no death remains. This is the hope you share with us. Heaven is coming, you call to us. Heaven is coming, you call to call my name, I will rise. It's worth the wait.